My dear professional colleagues, in this video we will discuss about the resolutions which we should take in respect of GST on this new year. Like we take about our life on the new year. Basis on the recent changes in GST, we will discuss mainly three resolutions which we should take in respect of GST on this new year. First, in respect of input tax credit. Recently, the government has imposed restrictions on the availment of input tax credit on a provisional basis. As per the recent change, we can claim the input tax credit on provisional basis only up to 20% of the input tax credit which is appearing in our GSTR 2A. For example, we have procured certain inputs which are having the input tax credit of let's say 150 rupees. And let's say out of 150 rupees, only 100 rupees input tax credit is appearing in our GSTR 2A. So in that case, we can claim the input tax credit of that 100 rupees which is appearing in our GSTR 2A plus 20% of that 100 rupees means 20 rupees means in that month we can claim only 120 rupees input tax credit out of 150 rupees input tax credit, and remaining 30 rupees input tax credit we can claim in the subsequent month as and when it starts appearing in GSTR 2A. Now this 20% limit has been further reduced to 10%. So basis on this change, we should take a resolution on this new year that we will prepare a reconciliation statement on a monthly basis between our input tax credit register versus GSTR 2A, and will claim the eligible input tax credit basis on that reconciliation in our GSTR 3B. Second resolution we should take about the filing of GST return on the due date. We should file our GST return within the prescribed time limit. As we all know, the government has enabled their system to block the e-way bill portal in case the taxpayer do not file their GST return subsequently for the two tax period. And neither the supplier nor recipient and nor transporter can generate the e-way bill in case the e-way bill portal is blocked. So therefore, we should file our GST return on time. Recently, the government has also issued a circular, and as per that circular, in case the taxpayer do not file their GST return GSTR 3B on a due date, in that case a show cause notice, a system generated show cause notice will be generated on the 6th day after the due date to the taxpayer. And in case the taxpayer do not file even after issuance of that show cause notice, the return within 15 days of that show cause notice, then the best judgment assessment proceeding will be start against that taxpayer. And after completion of best judgment by the tax officers, and even if then taxpayer do not pay the dues arising out of that best judgment, then the recovery proceedings will be initiated against the taxpayer. So very harsh provisions will be imposed on the taxpayer in case they do not file their GST return on time. So therefore, on this new year, we should take a resolution that we will file the GST return on the due date to avoid the interest, penalty and these strict provisions. Although these provisions implemented by the government are very harsh on the taxpayers because the filing there could be a genuine reason for non-filing of return. So the government should think of it that there may be a technical glitch due to which the taxpayer is unable to file their return. So it could be against the honest taxpayers who are genuinely want to file their GST return but are unable to file their return due to some technical glitches. So therefore, these harsh provisions should not be initiated against the taxpayer just for not filing the GST return on the due date for a 1 month or the 2 month. Anyways, we should take a resolution that we will file a GST return on a due date. Third resolution we should take about the change in our ERP system. The government has recently proposed to implement the new GST return from April 2020, and the utility of the new GST returns are already in public domain. So we should make necessary changes in our ERP system and should prepare the GST return on trial basis, so that we will be able to file our GST return from April 2020 as and when this new return system would come into place. Secondly, the government has also made mandatory the generation of invoice electronically for the taxpayers whose aggregate turnover is more than 100 crore rupees. So we should make necessary changes in our system, in our ERP system, so that we would be able to generate invoice electronically from April 2020, so that our business does not hamper. So basically we have discussed mainly 3 resolutions which we should take on this new year in respect of GST. Number 1, preparation of reconciliation statement in respect of input tax credit on a monthly basis. Secondly, filing of GST return on the due date. Third, making necessary changes in the ERP system in respect of generation of e-invoice and implementation of new GST returns. So with this note, I would like to first wish you a very happy new year. Secondly, thanks for watching this video. Thank you very much.